Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Joining us right now is a man who has lived a very, very interesting life. You can check him out online. He's got his own business there. But before we get to some of that, we want to talk to him about his time when he worked on a yacht with James Packer and Mariah Carey. This is insane. Jason Cram joins us. Hello, Jason.
Good morning, guys. A pleasure to chat with you all this morning and talk about my crazy life.
Is your life like Below Deck? Is that what it is? Have you seen that and just gone, oh my God, that's me?
You know what? There's so many people that relate to that show and watch that show and go, oh, that's what it must be like, totally crazy. It is moments of that, but obviously that's TV. Like, we all know that The Bachelor and, you know, all those sort of TV shows around reality, there's a little bit of a twist in the real reality.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
it's not too far from it. It's almost like a good novel. There was a lot of crazy things that happened.
Okay. I mean, you say that, but can we go back to the time of you working on James Packer's yacht and meeting Mariah Carey?
Yeah, look, it was an amazing opportunity, you know, after the career, my sporting career. And this was later on in life. It was in my 30s. And I just went, you know what, I want to go live life. I want to go work on these yachts. It looks incredible. Became a scuba diving instructor. I've always loved the water. And the opportunity arose to go to French Polynesia to join the yacht. I rocked up and looked at this boat and went, this is insane. This is a 90-meter boat.
Yeah.
It's not even a boat, it's a ship.
Yeah.
And it's an old tugboat converted into a private yacht, which is incredible. So many boats on board as well, jet skis on board. And then we just started traveling around. And it wasn't until we got to the Mediterranean after going down to Antarctica for a month, which was an amazing experience. We get to the Med and, Mariah comes on board with her family and an entourage of about at least 10 to 15 people. Just started interacting with the kids and kind of working with the kids because I was quite smart. Being a bit older, I realized that if I worked with the kids when the kids came on board the yacht, I didn't have to wash and polish all the stainless
Nice
steel.
work.
Oh my God, that's so smart.
Well, you found yourself in a interesting situation when the paparazzi were there because you were out with Mariah on a jet ski
Correct.
and one of her boobs fell out.
You were like, how do I put that?
Yeah, I mean, and
How do you put it politely?
yeah. And what did you do? You grabbed it, not to be
grabbed it,
rude.
but-
No. This is the problem. So my best mate called me from the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I'm in one of the islands off in the Mediterranean,
Yeah.
and he calls me and goes, "Mate, you're on TV. What are you doing on TV?" I said, "What are you talking about?" And then he showed me what was going on air, and I was like, "Oh my God, how did that even happen?" And look, if you look at it, it looks like I'm grabbing her boob, but I'm not. I'm actually putting a pool noodle there to help her get up onto the jet ski.
Right.
Oh, right. So it just happened that you were blocking it for the paparazzi. So it looks like you're trying to do the
Exactly.
right thing. You know what I mean?
I wasn't saying that you grabbed it. I was saying you were covering
Well, that's
it
what
because
everybody assumes. So let's just
Yeah.
get the rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah.
you were trying to be a gentleman because obviously the creepo paparazzi are there and you wanted to protect her.
So at that point, though, do you say, excuse me, Miss Carey, you're exposed, or did you just not even say that?
Like instinctively do it.
You see, extensively did the chivalrous gentleman sort of pose and just put the noodle there in front. But you know what? Like, just moments before that actually happened, she drifted away because we'd been dealing with the paparazzi for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
There were like 3 in boats around her, but then there were 4 hiding like commandos on the beach.
Wow.
With long lenses. And I was just talking to her, and that's where I sort of, really kind of engaged with her and just said, how is this your life? And she goes, darling, this is just it. This is just my life. This is how it is. And I'm like, this is insane. She can't go anywhere without having, paparazzi or people looking at her. And I guess that's the price of fame, right?
Yeah.
What is she like? Is she lovely?
Look, you can do what everybody says in the media where she's like the diva and she's really full on, but she is genuinely a lovely person. And, the diva side, me personally, this is how I see it, is if she goes to, any coffee shop and she goes, I want an orange mocha frappuccino, to quote the famous movie, and she doesn't get it perfectly the way she wants, she goes back and says, this is what I want.
Yeah, right.
And she keeps on going back until she gets it exactly the way she wants. Is that diva attitude? Maybe a little bit, but it's somebody who knows exactly what she wants in your life. And
Yeah.
I guess that's one of the things that I took from working with her for a
Well, I
period
guess
of time.
that's how her success has come about, is chasing that perfection in everything she does. Then that's how you get such a great product, I guess.
But absolutely. But even she says that there's no such thing as perfection. So she's doing the best version of her. And that's what many of us could ask for in life, right? So, yeah. It was amazing being, I guess, in a way, a fly on the wall, because I traveled around with her after that moment for another, almost a year, traveling around with her entourage and private jets everywhere. And for somebody that is so famous, she works so bloody hard. You all think that, the private yachts are relaxing, but she was even working on the yacht. So one of the things that I did love about my experience with her was she can still sing. And you'll always have people, it's the world that we live in. Everybody's going to be kind of the tall poppy and pull you down. But she would, I saw her in concerts so many times during my time with her, and I was just still blown away with it. And, even privately with her family, with her kids singing. And I'm like, this is just incredible. There's very much a pinch me moment.
Yeah.
Did you used to call her Mariah or Miss
Luckily, it
Carey?
wasn't a pinch me moment for her.
Yeah.
I know we call it MC. So
okay.
MC. For short.
MC, we know her nickname.
I know.
But one of the craziest moments that I had, we were driving in like a full presidential like convoy with Escalades in front, Escalades behind, and I was driving the Escalade, and she was sitting right next to me like carpool karaoke with James Corden. And she was sort of singing, and the kids were in the back, and I'm just like, this isn't like absolutely nuts. I'm sitting right next to somebody that I idolized as a teenage boy, like most teenage boys did. And here she is like right next to me. It was, even when I was thinking about that moment this morning before we had this call, I was like, it's just a crazy life experience. And I'm so fortunate that I had it.
Did she have a mum voice? Like when she would be getting up the kids, was she?
Yeah, of course.
Everyone's got a mum voice.
Everyone's got a mum voice. And then, of course, the kids, they were very young at the time. They
When
handed
we
up to
get
mum.
out of this car, when Jason stops this car.
Yes, exactly. There's the deep gritty between the teeth. But, overall, the experience was incredible. Amazing person, what she does, the pressures that she puts herself under. It's out there that she has insomnia, so she doesn't sleep very much. And it's just such a eye opener. And like I've been around, that kind of elite personality for a period of time, well, pretty much most of my life.
Yeah.
So I know what it takes to succeed in life.
Because you were Ian Thorpe's training partner in your swimming days, weren't you?
I was. I spent 5 years training with him. I grew up in Wollongong, funnily enough, training under Ron McKeon, so Emma McKeon's dad.
Yeah.
So that was sort of my life. Swimming is all I knew. And I was so fortunate to get all the way through to Commonwealth Games, a gold medalist in 2002 and World Champs 2003. Then lining up for 2004 Olympics and just missed out by the click of the fingers, like literally.
And
that was it.
Now, the thing that you're doing, though, taking the swimming thing, and it's great, helping people with a fear of water. I was surprised to find out that the rates of children that are able to swim in Australia are getting low. I think it's like 48% of Year 6 kids can't swim these days.
The scarier thing is it's even more with adults. Right. So my passion is trying to help adults and those with trauma around water, because a lot of adults have had negative experience. You go around your studio right now and you ask, all your team who had a negative experience, you probably find that there's 1 in 4 of them that actually had a really bad experience, whether it was in the water, whether it was in the ocean, whether it was like their learn to swim instructor back in the day. Obviously the profession has grown so much over the years through knowledge. But my passion is absolutely helping adults and also to helping young athletes around mindset, because, there wasn't much talk about that. And ironically, to tie the swimming back into Mariah, as a 15-year-old or even younger, like 13, 14, 15-year-old kid, I had a lot of mental health issues. And they still kind of rear their ugly head every now and then. But Mariah's song Hero was one of the songs that allowed me to kind of just realize that I have the power within me to be whatever I want to be. And it was kind of my go-to song whenever I was having a negative experience. So it was kind of, when I was working for her, it was like giving back and giving thanks for actually keeping me here on this planet, to be honest.
I mean, you probably couldn't have played it when you're on board, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that was your
gonna
song,
sing
and
it.
it's such a beautiful song, could you imagine? You're like below deck, like just sing along. She's like, "What are you doing, Jason?"
You know, the lovely thing, though, guys, is that she actually does listen to her music quite a lot of the time.
Wow.
Right.
So it's like she's celebrating, you know, everything that she has achieved. And in her apartment, there is like I sort of thought of it as a shrine, but it's not a shrine. It's just all of everything that she's achieved in her life on display.
Wow.
And it's something that I've taken as well. I've got my medals up behind me now in my office where I'm sitting with one of the awesome Speedo swimsuits from the era. And it's just a reminder of what you've achieved in life.
Yeah.
I've got one of those too, and I'm hoping to put something in it one day.
It's an empty shelf, but he's got it.
But the thought is there, Jason.
Mate, appreciate your time this morning. If you want to check out your Instagrams, you've got Go Swim Lee, also Jason Cram Swim. Go on there, check out your programs and what you're all about. And we appreciate your time this morning and you sharing all your stories with us.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. I'm looking forward to the concert later in the year. It's going to be such a good concert to go to and see.
It's going to be the breast.
Yeah, absolutely the breast. Take
you,
the full middle with
Jason.
you to wave it around. See you guys.
See you,
Thanks,
mate.
buddy.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.